What's up, everyone? It is Stephanie Liu, and it's a Feel Good Friday because we've got another digital confetti right here for you. So, hey, where are you tuning from? I am here in beautiful sunny San Diego, and if you don't know who I am Stephanie Liu right here on the MIC. Just about ready to show you how you can leverage Twitter so that way you can get your audience to share your content easily and effortlessly. So if you're tuning in, let me know where you're at. I would love, 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 love to have you here. Oh my goodness, be still my heart. We have Sean Doc Boyd. Doc, such an absolute pleasure to have you here, friend. So blessed, so blessed. Hope you're doing good too. Shout out to the whole entire crew. We've got Nathan, we've got Mike, Eddie, Gabe. Wow, y'all showed up. Yes. And because you showed up, I am here for you. So listen. I am super excited because today we're going to be talking about how you can leverage Twitter to get your audience to share your content, to share your live streams. And I'm talking about promoting your show before, during, and after. So if you don't already know, what you do for the show is this. You get your notebook, you get your Post-its, all of that great stuff, because I'm going to be showing you the good. I'm going to give you training, real training that you can use to repurpose your content. Because digital confetti is all about giving you share-worthy strategies to repurpose your content and spread it all across the internet like digital confetti, of course. Yes. So shout out to my good friend Mike Alton, who was saying that he is in cold and dreary St. Louis. Well, if I could, I would show you. It's probably like 73 degrees and sunny here in San Diego. That's just how we do. Doc is probably enjoying the same exact thing because he is in Hawaii. Yes. All right. So quick question for you is, how many of you are currently using Twitter to promote your show? How many of you are using Twitter to promote your show? I am. And I'm going to pull back the curtain today to show you exactly how and why I do that, right? Like, why would I leverage Twitter? How do I get started? And if you've never used Twitter before to promote your show, then this is the episode for you. Shout out to Doc, who's saying that it's a freezing 79 degrees. Yes. All right. So as I mentioned before, we're going to be talking about click to tweet. Before we get started, let's talk about that. Let me show you what it is exactly. Let's share my screen. Oh, this is going to be fun. You got to love it when Restream gives you like easy ability to share what it is that you want to share. All right. So let's take a look at this. Boom. Let's bring it up right there. Let's make this full screen. Oh, look, little tiny me moved over here. Let's talk about click to tweets. Click to tweets is the easiest way to promote, share, and track your content on Twitter. This is super duper helpful if you want to know that people are actually sharing your content. And not only that, though, but they're actually using the headline that you want to use, the exact call to action that you want to use, the link, all of the above. So what I'm saying is that when you have like a blog post, right? When you have a blog post, it's going to send out specifically what you want it to do. Let me show you how this actually looks like in action, okay? Let's stop this one. Let me share you an actual blog post that I worked on yesterday that is featuring my good friend, Owen Video, okay? So let me make sure that you see this. All right, Owen Video. Owen Video was one of the speakers that we had for the Leap into Live Streaming event, where we were encouraging entrepreneurs, content creators, educators, people that have been on the fence thinking about, should I start live streaming? How do I get started? Owen came to the Leap into Live Streaming event to share his knowledge. And one of the things that he shared was this. It was his live video structure, how to be entertaining, how to be educational and inspirational. So what we did is that we repurposed that content. Hello, digital confetti, right? Because what we have is we have a video. We have a video of Owen video. It's about 30 minutes long where he walks you through the entire process. But because we know, I know, and you know, that there are people that learn in different ways. There are visual learners, which yes, video is amazing for, but then there's also auditory learners and there's kinesthetic learners where they want to follow it step by step. And this is exactly why we repurposed it into a blog post. But notice this. Notice that as we are summarizing his amazing session, we have in the middle a quote from Owen. So Owen says, in the setup of your live stream, you'll identify the audience and the problem that you're facing. You relate to the pain points of that problem to lend yourself credibility and point to the results if they follow your advice. Now, isn't that brilliant? That's like one of those aha moments of like, wow, Owen, that was legit. I would love to share that with my audience. So notice that on here, I have a little call to action. It says tweet this. So when readers come to the site, right, to learn all the things about live streaming, they just click on this button. What happens next is that it will auto-populate a tweet with what specifically I wanted it to say. So let me pull that up for you. Here it is. Okay. So notice that when you click the button called tweet this, it says in the setup of your live stream, it's the exact quote that Owen said with the link back to the site and the preferred thumbnail, right? The preferred thumbnail of what I wanted to show on social media. How many of you would like that? Let me show that. There you go. How many of you would like that? Where people are sharing with their audiences on Twitter what it is exactly that you want them to say. Here's the thing is that not only are you promoting your website, your show, but this is also giving credibility and authority to one of the most amazing speakers out there when it comes to live streaming. So now Owen is going to have this opportunity. He was like, wow, people are really, really interested in the content that I have to share. People are tweeting about it. So the next time that we invite him to come to one of our events, do you think he wants to be there? Yes, I think so. I think so. How many of you guys love this right now? I want you to share with me like, oh my goodness, how can I use this? How can I use this in my business? Right? Good. Mike Alton says, love using Twitter to promote. Yes. Yes. Right? Here's the other thing of how we actually use click to tweets. Now, I don't know if a lot of you do this or not, but whenever we're promoting a show and we have a guest on the show, I always supply them with pre-promotional copy. Here are some suggested social media posts that you could use on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and of course, Twitter, right? So let me walk you through that whole entire process because this for you makes it so easy not only for your guests to promote your show, but you could give them the exact copy so that they don't even have to like worry about it. This is a game changer, especially if you have a content creator, if you have a guest that has a social media team, because as a social media manager, as a strategist, we're always like, okay, what is the show about? What's the link? With a click to tweet, you provide all of that information for them. Exciting, right? Yes, absolutely. Shout out to Mike Alton, who is saying that sharing quotes or text like that is so much more effective than just tweeting the article. Yeah. See, if you were just to go to the website, you saw the blog recap, it would say live video structure, how to be entertaining, educational, and inspirational. But because I want to pull you in and get to know Owen because he's amazing, then I give you an exact quote that you can use. And if you remember in episode 1 of Digital Confetti, we talked about Descript. Remember, we talked about Descript and how you could pull quotes, tweetables from Descript and turn them into 1-minute social media videos, how you could turn them into audiograms. You're taking that same process. And now repurposing it into a tweet and repurposing it into your blog post. So it makes it so much more fun to read your blog post. All right, great. So let me go ahead and let's switch the screen for you. And then I'm going to show you how we actually promote this before a show actually happens. So here's an example of Here is an example of a pre-promotional plan that I usually have for all of my guests. We're going to start at the very top, right? For those of you that have never created content for your guest, so that way they could share on social media, this is a game changer. This is where you're like, OMG, this is what I have to do. Okay. So usually whenever I have a guest come onto the show, I tell them what the episode and number is going to be, right? What's the title of the show? In this particular show, it was Unleashing the Future of Work with Tim Salau. He's the CEO of Guide. He's absolutely amazing. In here, I give him the actual copy that he can use. He can use for a Facebook event, for a social media post, for his newsletter, all the things. So that way he doesn't have to question like, oh man, I have to sit here and think about like what to write. No, it's already there for him. So notice that I already put everything in here for him. I have his bio. Hey, can you check your bio? Can you make sure that I am mentioning all the things that you want me to mention? Maybe you have a call to action. Maybe you have a freebie that you want me to put in the actual event, right? Here's the bio. Maybe they want to say like, OMG, I get to hang out with Stephanie Liu on Digital Confetti. Did you know that she is a, then he has my bio, okay? Good. Then we have the promotional assets. Whenever I have a guest on the show, look, I am super organized. I am beyond organized, right? And so I give him the promotional assets. Hey, P.S. by the way, here's the link to the scheduled broadcast. Oh, P.S. by the way, here's the Facebook event. If you want to add it to your page so that way everyone on your Facebook page is also notified, go ahead and put that in there. In fact, I could actually add you as a co-host, right? Then I give him an Instagram story. Yes, friends, I do all of this. This is why most guests, when they are on the show, they're like, I want to be on your show because you got it all. Yes, Gabrielle. Yes, absolutely amazing, right? And Donald, welcome back to the show. You're saying, thank you. I was just trying to remember the script. I'm working on a new course to publish on Kajabi. Look at you. You're absolutely amazing. Okay. So going back to the promotional plan, right? I give him all of the assets. These are all the things that you can use to promote that you're going to be on the show, right? I give him an Instagram video. I give him the cover photo that I actually designed in easel. Remember, all the things. The more that you can give your guest, the better, right? Then this is where we get to the part of how I'm using click to tweet. So here's a suggested social media post. So notice how I put like watch. Unleashing the Future of Work with Tim Salau, the CEO of Guide, on specific date, how to register. This is actually a chatbot. For those of you who haven't used a chatbot to get people to show up for your show, this is going to be really interesting. And then notice right here, I have a click to tweet. So if he loves the copy, this is all that he has to do. He just has to click on that link and boom, as you saw earlier, it will auto-populate on Twitter with the entire information. This is a game changer if you want your guests to continually promote your show. How many of you are doing this? How many of you are going above and beyond when it comes to getting people to show up for your show? I do. I put this all in Asana, which is our project management solution. So that way my executive assistant and my virtual assistant know exactly what they have to do. Okay? Donald says, yes, I know. I am amazing. That's right. Good. So this is how I work this into the show. I create the click to tweet for before the show, and I actually give my guests 2 different options. Why not? Because when I send this out to my guests, it's usually 1 week before we go live. 1 week before we go live. So the guest has so many opportunities. It could be 2 tweets. It could be a Facebook event, an Instagram story, all of the above. Good. Then even on here, if this is a bonus, I usually don't show this to people, but I give them, what's your interview checklist, right? How do you make sure that your guest shows up, right? Knowing that they have the best lighting, the best mic, all of the above. And then I also give them the social media handles because just in case the social media team or the guest doesn't know, it's all in there for them. But yes, that is what we're talking about today as far as generating a click to tweet to get your audience to share your content. Now, if you've never done this before, please let me know because this should be a part of your promotional plan, okay? Because I've already showed with you on how you could use the click to tweet, right? How you could use the click to tweet before your show. And then once your show has ended, you could embed it into your blog, right? You could embed it into your newsletter. You could put it even in a social media post where it says like, hey, you want to show up for digital confetti? Then go here. In fact, for those of you that are wondering, OMG, I would love, 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 love to be notified anytime that digital confetti is on air. Head on over to lightscamera.live/DC. And then you could be on the calendar with me. You and I will have like a virtual date where we can geek out on all things digital confetti, on how to repurpose your show so that way people can find you everywhere. Because digital confetti is about spreading it all across the internet. So that way when they discover you and they find out how amazing you are, they want to tune into the show. Good? Awesome. Gabriel is asking, options are good. How could you scale this for an everyday show? Well, Gabriel, you just saw me where I said, hey, if you want to subscribe to the show, click here, right? So that's one of the things where it's like, you could have a promotional copy where it says, I absolutely love watching Gabriel. You should too. Check him out. And then it goes, here's the link to subscribe to his show. And whether that links to a chat bot or to something that I use, which is Eventable, right? I love Eventable. I love Eventable because it actually puts you on my calendar and vice versa. I know who already has it on their calendar. Good, 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 good. Gabriel is just saying, I just signed up. Yeah. And then for Donald, who is asking, are you using Restream.io? Absolutely. Absolutely. We use Restream.io here at Digital Confetti so that way we could be everywhere. We could be on Facebook. We could be on LinkedIn. We could be on Twitter and on YouTube, where you are. All right, so now let's get into the nitty gritty of how do you actually create, right? How do you actually create a click to tweet? This is it. This is it, friends. This is where you want to go ahead and get your notepads. So let's share the screen of click to tweet. The website, friends, is going to be clicktotweet.com. Let's put that up right there. You can head on over to clicktotweet.com. In fact, I'll also put this right here for you. Okay? Clicktotweet.com. And this is actually a free service. This is free. You don't have to pay for it whatsoever. You could use the basic functionality and then you're good to go. All right? Shout out to Tim Sohn, who is here, who loves Eventable just as much as I do. Yes. All right. So once you're at clicktotweet.com, you're just going to go ahead and connect it to your Twitter account. So for me, hey, P.S. by the way, if you're not already following me on Twitter, it's Hey Stephanie. So find me on Hey Stephanie, and then I'll be right there. Good, 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 good. So once you're in here, you go and say like, okay, what specifically do I want for the copy? So let's say for Owen, right? I already showed you that one. Here's a really good one from Owen. It's like, find a way to present the final point in a way that your audience wants it to be presented. This is the difference between the amateurs and the pros. Oh, so good. All right, so we just copy that. Go back over into click to tweet. You guys see this? Yes, you do. So you see this, and then what I'm going to do is, because I already know Owen's Twitter handle, it's Owen Video, right? So you have your quote and you're going to attribute it to whoever the speaker is going to be. But not only that, though, you want to grab your URL. Now, if I were to put this in here, notice how it's super long. Everyone who knows how to shorten links, you're going to go over to bit.ly, right? bit.ly, and then you're going to create a shorter link. So for this example, I'm just going to copy this, and I'm just going to replace this with that. Good so far? And because the name of the show or the name of the event was Leap Into Live, I could say Leap Into Live. That way, all of the Leap Into Live tweets are hashtag. It could also be digital confetti and all the things. So let's say digital. Once you're done with that, all you have to do next is this. Go and click the generate basic link. And then that's your link. That's the link that you're going to have. This is where you could plug it into your Google Doc, into your email. I've actually used click to tweets to say like, hey, tweet something out that says, you're invited, come watch the show with me, hang out for digital confetti, right? So that's a fun thing that you could do. When you have that, right? When you have that, here's the next thing that you want to do. Let's share this. I'm going to show you a little bit behind the scenes of what we actually set up for Lights, Camera, Live, where all of the content pretty much goes, okay? So in this particular blog post for Owen, right, we have it already scheduled where we have the embedded video, we have all the entire copy, and then because this is for, let me make sure I'm sharing this with you. Because this is for that particular tweet, what we do next is we create a button. And this button, whether you're on WordPress, I'm on Squarespace, but when I create this button, I have the call to action that says tweet this. All I really have to do is enter in this code. So I want it to be bolded. I add in the href, right? And then I style it. And then the call to action is tweet this. Then I apply it and then it's done. Then it's done. Once it's saved, it is now an active link that actually shows up on the blog post. And when people put out this content, right? When people tweet this out on Twitter, I could go back and like, thank you so much for reading the blog post, right? Thank you so much. What did you like about it? What did you enjoy? How many of you guys are like really, really interested in using this now, right? Look at how dynamic it's making your blog post. It's not just a blog quote, but it's something where your audience can engage with you. And they're inviting their audience, their network, their friends, their family, their colleagues to come back and read your post. That's a game changer. I absolutely love that. Shout out to Raka saying, this is great for guests. Thanks, Steph. You are welcome. Yes, you are absolutely welcome. I love this. Maddie is saying, Maddie has a really good question. Thank you. All right. Good. So as far as the click to tweet, that's pretty much it. It's straightforward. Even on YouTube videos, right, in the description, I could put something like, hey, did you love this video? Then share it with your friends. Hey, watch this video. That's what the exact copy is going to be. Watch this video about X, Y, and Z. And then you tag whoever it is that you want to tag. You could even tag yourself in the copy. So that way they know like, hey, come check out Hey Stephanie, right? Good. Donald is asking, who are the developers? I will use it this weekend. If you're asking about Restream, I don't know the exact name of the developers. If you're asking about click to tweet, same thing. I don't reach out for the developers, but go ahead and check them out. So let me go back and share that with you. Let's stop this. Let me show you where you need to be. The website is click to tweet, okay? And so you're just copying this. And then if you want to create another basic link, just click on that. The second time around that you do this in like one session, you're just going to copy and paste whatever it is that you want to do. So let's go back to Owen. Actually, let's go back to another post that I just did. So if you haven't been to Lights, Camera, Live before, if you haven't been to Lights, Camera, Live, let me actually show you this. 1 second. Let's go to resources. If you haven't been over to Lights, Camera, Live, this is where you find all of the recaps for Digital Confetti, for Lights, Camera, Live. And for every single episode, we're repurposing that content, right? We're repurposing that content. OMG, it's Evan. Hi, friend. Hi. Yes. Okay, so here's what we did even yesterday. How to use live streaming at every stage of your digital marketing strategy. This was another amazing speaker that we had for the Leap into Live Streaming event, right? It was Amanda Webb, and she had some really amazing golden nuggets in there. And so she had a content planning exercise. Try this exercise when planning content. Think of 3 words that represent your brand personality. The next time you go live, stick with just those 3. Your audience will start to associate those adjectives with your live stream. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Okay. So when we're creating another basic link, this is what happens. I've already walked you through the first step. This is what's going to happen. They're going to ask you again, okay, what specific copy do you want to have in there? And so I'll copy this and I'll paste it into here. We'll get that at the very beginning. Let me make sure that I'm sharing this with you. Here it is. Good. Okay. Notice how the UI, the user interface, is actually just a little bit different. In fact, if I were to put this in here, I think it was spider working off the top of my head. Let me make sure. Is it spider working? Yes, it was spider working. So once you put in all of the information in here and then you insert your link, right? Insert link. The next thing that you want to do is uncheck this box to prove that you're human. This thing usually like slips me up every now and then because I'm like, I just want it. Here we go. Make sure you do that, generate the new link, and then you go back into your website, you go back into your email, wherever it is that you need to use this click to tweet, and it's done just like that, right? Yes. Okay, I'm going to take a look at the questions and see what questions you have about promoting your show before, during, and after. Because I've already told you that the first episode, the script, we took the original raw file, right? You could download all of your videos from Restream, absolute game changer. And then you put it into the script. The script allows you to automatically transcribe your videos. And if you know when people were like, super excited about your show, you could clip out specific sentences or even quotes, right? From there, turn it into a 1-minute social media video. Okay, that's one piece of content. Take the original transcript, turn it into a blog post. Take that same 1-minute video that you just did, turn it into an audiogram, right? Now you're taking those 1-minute clips and now you're turning it into a tweetable. Make sense? Here's an interesting observation from one of the content blogging kings out there. Actually, he's the only one. But Mike Alton is saying that there was a study a while back that found that the only first 3 to 4 click to tweets get clicked. So don't insert more than 4. That's good to know, right? So remember when we were talking about Descript, you're going to find the best ones. You're going to find the best ones and then repurpose that content in different ways. So whether it's the blog post, the 1-minute social media videos, the audiogram, the Instagram story, and now the click to tweet, right? Makes it super helpful. All right. So this is a good question. Is click to tweet having paid and a free plan? Let's actually look at that, okay? Let's look at that. Because I would tell you something very interesting. I've never paid for click to tweet. It's just not a thing. I don't do it. But here you go. So the basic plan is that. As far as what's included in the pro account, I mean, if you want to upgrade to the pro, you can. So the standard, which I generally use, includes 5 links, auto URL shortening, and robust link tracking. So that means I could go back and see like how many times someone had actually did the action of click to tweet. And then if you're on the pro plan, which is only like $5 a month, right? You create unlimited links, auto URL shortening, and then you have more link tracking. So it's up to you if that's what you want to do. For someone like me, where I usually go live, right? I go live for Lights, Camera, Live and Digital Confetti. That's enough. That's enough because it usually takes my team and I about a good week to repurpose that content into a blog post. So do whatever it is that you want to do. Shout out to Kendra, who's saying that this is so smart and she absolutely loved these tips. Yes, yes. This is something that you could do to create and make your blog recaps just so much more dynamic and fun to use. Good. What else? What other questions do you have? What would you like to know about click to tweet? Because if you've been watching ever since like episode 1, right? We've talked about Descript. We've talked about how to create GIFs, right? How to create GIFs from your actual live stream, not only just for you, but also for your guest, right? Because now your guest has content to say, oh my gosh, I want this to show up on my media page. That's actually a really good thing. I don't think I've ever told you that before. But for Lights, Camera, Live, here, let me pull this up for you. When I am on Lights, Camera, Live and people want to learn more about what it is that I do, when I go on other people's shows, it's kind of like, it's like a humble brag, right? It's a humble brag. I want to tell people like, hey, this is what I do. And so let me show you how it's prepared for my audience. Okay. So we'll go over here. I actually have a media page, and on the media page is going to highlight what I love to talk about, where I've been published, Forbes, Entrepreneur, all of the above, featured interviews and articles, right? So anytime I am on a show and they say like, hey, here's the link to the blog recap, I link back to them. So just imagine the SEO love that you're going to get when you have one of your guests coming back and saying, hey, I would love to link to your content, right? It makes it so much fun for them. Okay, good. Here we have a question. Kevin is asking, what is Restream? Friend, let me tell you all about Restream. For those of you who don't know, if you're just finding me for the very first time, Restream is a live streaming platform that allows you to go live on multiple destinations, multiple places. So you can go live on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube. Actually, you can even go live into Facebook groups and even multiple pages. So it makes it really fun for you to grow your audiences in multiple places. Not only that though, but you also get analytics. This is something that I feel like most live streamers aren't aware of. But Restream gives you powerful analytics so that way you could understand your audience and where a majority of your viewers are coming from. What I usually teach content creators is how do you land those brand sponsorships? We're kind of going off on a tangent, but this is so good, okay? Is that I teach content creators how you can partner with brands, right? And brands are generally thinking to themselves, okay, if I work with this influencer, with this content creator, what value am I getting from it? And so you could deliver a report directly from Restream that says, whenever I go live, this is how many viewers I have. These are the most active viewers that I have showing up. These are the destinations. These are the conversations that we're having. And so when you put that into a report, into your media kit, yes, everyone should have a media kit. When you put that into your media kit, it makes it a lot easier for you to land sponsorships for your shows as well as brand collaboration. So Kevin, that was a long-winded answer for telling you just how amazing Restream is. If you have any other questions, please go ahead and drop them in the comments. Some of you are already like, OMG, how do I create a media kit? Maybe that should be in the next show. If you're interested in that, let me know. I would be more than happy to create that content for you. So if you're just joining the show, we're talking about digital confetti. We're talking about how you could take your live stream and break it up into little tiny pieces and spread it all across the internet. We've talked about how you can empower your guests to share your content. You want to give them suggested social media posts. So notice how, we're going to go back to this. Notice how organized Lights Camera Live is, right? Notice that when we are creating content, let me go ahead and move this over. Notice that when we're creating content, we give them everything, all the things. What's the copy that we're using in the Facebook event? More importantly, what are they going to learn, right? In this episode, you're going to learn 3 things, right? So in this episode, you'll learn why personal branding is more important than ever, how automation and AI will impact your industry, and what you can do now to future-proof your business, right? When you've actually created that copy, that could honestly just already be your tweetable, okay? You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You already have the event promo copy. Use that as your tweet. So notice how when I'm working with a particular guest, here's everything. Here's all of the promotional assets. These days, I give this to my virtual assistant and she creates it all, okay? Then we have the cover photo. Of course, you want a cover photo. You want to download it. You want to share it on social media. And then also we have the click to tweet, which is what we're talking about on today's show. So I've just showed you how easy it is to create a click to tweet from beginning to end, where to apply it in your promotional strategy for your show. So again, remember, you're using the click to tweet to get your guest or even yourself or even your viewers to promote your show. And then when you repurpose the content, you could insert it into your blog post, into your emails, all the things, right? That was a funny one. Okay, here's a good one. This is very informative, especially the repurposing concept. I'm going to start doing that. Yes, you should. In fact, you know what? Since you're here, let me show you something. Entrepreneur. If you love this episode, honestly, right? If you love this episode, you're really going to enjoy this. Let me share this on my screen for you. Recently, in September, I had actually done a I had done a training for entrepreneur, and I had taught attendees, right? We had like over 800 attendees, 94 ways to repurpose your content on social media. So if you want access to this, just Google entrepreneur Stephanie Liu webinar, okay? And what you'll discover is 94 ways to repurpose your content on social media. And I walk you from beginning to end. Once your show has actually ended, what's the first thing that you're going to do? Once you've done that, what's the next thing? And so if this is something that you want to do yourself, or if you want to hire an intern, a virtual assistant, someone from Upwork, or even on Fiverr, this is going to be a complete game changer, because now your content doesn't only live in the video space. It's now written content. It's content that you could put into your emails, into your social media posts, into your stories. Okay. And then this goes over to Kevin. Kevin is saying, is this viable for musicians? Absolutely. I would say, Kevin, if you wanted to, let's say, what's your end goal? What's your desired outcome? Let's say you want other people to tune into your show. You can say, hey, if you want to invite your other friends to the show, they could either just click the share button, right? Or they could use a click to tweet that says, hey, tune into this episode with me right now. Join in on the fun. And then they just click the link. You could drop it in the comments. Or if you're using something like Facebook and Facebook Live Producer, you could actually have an external link that pops up in the middle of your show, right? And it's a clickable overlay. This is awesome. It's a clickable overlay that shows up on desktop and on mobile. I don't know if you guys know that. I'm like dropping all of the secrets for you of what's going on with the show. Good? Awesome. So again, if you're interested in the webinar, just Google 94 ways to repurpose your content on social media. It's an Entrepreneur Insider members only content. It's literally, it's only like $5, but you get access to a bunch of stuff. Good. And it's the full training. I believe it was, if I remember correctly, how long was it? It was probably like about 45 minutes long. About 45 minutes long, and we walk you through the whole entire process. Good. All right. So back to your original question of, is click to tweet having paid and free plan? You have both options. You could use the free plan or you could use the paid. Honestly, I've been doing this. I've been doing this for like the last 10 years, ever since I got into like the social media game, right? I've never paid for it. I've never paid for it. If I don't have to, I'm not going to. Good. All right. What other questions do you have? Tim Stone is saying, shout out to Eventable. That's actually another secret ninja trick. I don't know if you guys know this, but Eventable is another great way to get viewers to show up for your show by creating a calendar invite. I'm going to sneak this in here. Because we've got some amazing viewers today. Let me show you what Eventable is, because I absolutely love it. I'm sharing with you like all the things that I literally use to promote the show, and I get people to show up. Again, this is amazing if you are working with brands and brands want to know like, well, how many people actually show up for your show? Eventable is a way to get on your customer's calendar, right? And what happens is that you can increase attendance for your live streams, you can manage events, you could share a calendar of events. You could promote launches. So for those of you that are thinking about launching a new show in 2021, for those of you that are working on a course, one of you just said that you're developing a course in Kajabi, right? If you're doing any webinars in between that, you could use something like Eventable. But notice how like over here, let's say Stitch Fix, they actually have something where it says like, put this on your calendar because a new episode is going to be dropping. So you have like a call to action that could live on your website and your emails. But not only that, though, but once they actually subscribe, then they get a notification on their phone. Hey, there's an event that's coming up, and it's already blocked out on their calendar. I don't know about you guys, but I pretty much live and die by my calendar, right? And so if it's on my calendar, I don't overbook myself. And so when we're talking about click to tweets, your click to tweet for that one person that I was asking about being a musician, you could say, hey, participate in this live interactive show. And if you want to invite your family and friends, click on this click to tweet to invite them, right? And then it will direct them to your Eventable. So many things that you can do with this. P.S. By the way, I got to give a shout out to Caleb because Caleb is always showing up for digital confetti. And I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you, friend. It means so much to spend a Feel Good Friday with you. Good. All right. Donald. Okay. Donald, I got to give you a shout out. Okay. I got to give you a shout out. He just said, I just made my first click to tweet post. Super easy to use. Yes. Right. So let's talk about like the anatomy of a click to tweet. You want to have dynamic copy, like a show stopping headline that's going to stop people. So if you already have that in your blog post or the name of your show, use that. Right. And then if you're promoting a guest, make sure that you already know your guest's Twitter handle, right? So include his or her Twitter handle. If it's about you, then make sure that you have a Twitter account, okay? And then use a URL shortener. I will use bit.ly, bit.ly, or if you notice here, let's go over there. Subscribe to the show, lightscamera.live/DC. I use Rebrandly, and Rebrandly is a way that you could customize. You can customize your click to tweet if you want to, your URL shortener in that case. And then if you actually have a hashtag for your show, so in our case, it's hashtag digital confetti, hashtag lights camera live, then it makes it really easy to use. Once you have that, you just get that link from click to tweet, insert it to wherever it is that you want to go ahead and put it. Good. Awesome. What other questions do you guys have? We're about to wrap this up. So this is like game time. This is like, if you're like, oh, when's the best time to ask Stephanie that question? Now is the time. Now is the time. So go ahead and plug that in there. And while you do that, for those of you that want to give Restream a try, I think there was Kevin that was asking about that. Head on over to Restream/Hey Stephanie, right? And then that'll give you an opportunity where you could play around in the studio. Right? You could do your overlays, your graphics, you could share your screen. And in fact, if I recall, you can invite up to like 10 different people into the studio. You can have 10 people into the studio, which makes it a ton of fun. Yeah. And they did something really cool too, where they have different layouts when you have all the people on your show. All right, cool. So let's take a look. No other questions. Donald he's saying, noted, Donald. Yes. See, you guys are all learning from each other. So having said that, again, if you want to be notified the next time that we are on air, head on over to lightscamera.live/DC. And that way you could be on the calendar to every time that we have a new episode. I go live every other Friday at 12 p.m. Pacific, answering all your questions on how to repurpose your content. So far, gosh, I've already taught you so much. Right? And there's going to be so much more to share with you. If you loved the Owen video, live video structure that we just talked about, the run of show, head on over to lightscameralive.com because that's where you'll find all of the episode recaps from the Leap into live streaming sessions. You'll also find recaps of digital confetti. So when we talked about Descript, how to use Descript, how to turn your live stream show into a GIF. And then by next week, you will have a recap of this episode of how to incorporate click to tweets into your content. Awesome. And if you want a shortcut for live video structure, just head on over to lightscamera.live/ROS. I know it's a lot. Good. Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning into Digital Confetti. I will see you next time. So happy holidays. Take care. Be good. Be safe. And if you have any questions, you know where to find me on social media, especially now that you know that I'm on Twitter. You can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/Hey Stephanie. Just tweet me, do that stuff. Don't go into the DMs because that's already flooded with things. Okay? All right, everyone. I will talk to you later. Oh, look, rock. Bye. All right, everyone. Take care. Have an amazing weekend. Bye.